Happy Monday. I hope everybody's doing well. I had a decent weekend. My child made all A's, and because she made all A's, I didn't plan on it, but I took her to Georgia. From Georgia, we went back to our home place, and I took her to the fair. And then yesterday, after the fair, we drove 3.5 hours back to my home. So, as least I could say is, I am very tired, and so is she. Me and her father, I've been avoiding him as much as possible. However, because of the circumstances of our child making all A's, I decided to go ahead and I'm sorry, I'm gonna hear this loudness because it's hot. I'm gonna go ahead. I decided to go ahead and allow her to pick everything out that she wanted to do over the weekend, which was decent, you know. So I allowed her to. Ooh, that is loud. Oh, I'm so sorry. Well, I allowed her to go to. I wanted to go to Six Flags. I didn't go to Six Flags because one, I don't ride rides, and two, she would get on it, but she didn't want to get on it by herself, and so she decided to go to the aquarium, which is fine and everything because I love the aquarium. I can go there any day of the week, anytime, as many times as possible because I just gravitate to water and see animals, creatures, and that kind of stuff. So that was good, but I'm glad she made that decision because it was very cold in Atlanta this weekend. So I was really tired, and she wanted to stay in the hotel room because she said she wanted to go swimming. Most hotels have pools on the outside, not many have them on the inside. So she decided that she wanted to go to Montgomery to stay with her dad overnight and to go to the fair. I wasn't all for it, but I wanted her to be happy because she was so happy Saturday going up there. I haven't heard her laugh and just be that happy in a long while. Now she's happy. She's just dealing with bullying. She's dealing with a new school, adjusting to this divorce, seeing her dad once a month, missing her dog. I miss that dog too. So I said, okay, go ahead and call and see if it's okay that we come because I don't know his plans. I told you he has started going out. And I don't know how far everything is going because I want to know and I don't want to know. That's kind of crazy. So he agreed and we went there. And I was on eggshells and pin needles because he lied to me so much I don't trust him. So I'm not sure how far he has gone with this new lifestyle of his, or who he might be with and who not. How far extreme he go. Because I think the last conversation, which made me totally be like, okay, I really need to stay away from you. He was saying about he don't want to necessarily have sex, but want to make out with somebody. But it's not those words that he say, but he's not the person that I thought that I had. Nothing that he's doing and do that conversation, just listening at him, because it started with, talking about our child and what's going on at school, me communicating with the teacher, trying to get the stuff under wrap and under control, because I'm tired of my child coming home sad, not wanting to go to school, talking about somebody hit her, somebody calling her names, doing all this stuff. So I'm communicating with him about that. So in our discussions, I guess we get a little comfortable and we get a little too relaxed on the fact of why we divorced and that we are divorced. Because again, we were best friends before all this, right? He was my best friend and we told each other everything. We have outside friends, but we always was together. That's the hardest of this, because we were always together. If we went somewhere with my doing, when my boosted him up, because if it was up to him, we would never go anywhere. We would never do anything. We would go to work, church, and repeat, and just hang out in the house and just watch TV. And you be in this room, you be in that room. We all together, cool, but we not talking. We all on a device. We all watching. So it wasn't that kind of household, put it that way. So anyway, and so he got comfortable and he went to telling me that, and he telling me what he wrote on that site to attract people, and that the one person said that he would fly him out to California. He didn't want to do this and that and blah blah blah. And I'm like, really? And just listen to what he put. It solidified that he's not the person, ever has been the person. I have been a cover for years, and he's just now that he's free, he's hard for it. He just, once he get over the fears and get the hang of it, I don't know what I'm going to see, what I'm going to experience through my child and all this other stuff, because I don't know. He has changed my whole dynamic of trusting people and being I'm just screwed pretty much right now. I know eventually I will be okay, but currently, and being 3 months into a divorce, is 3 months, almost 3 months into a divorce, almost the 20th will be 3 months until finalized, whatever, when it was finalized, and that was the date, blah blah blah, into a divorce. So I'm still trying to keep my head above the water. I didn't cry this time when he was telling me all that stuff. I just got very angry because you were so cowardly that you just couldn't come out and say you didn't want this. You checked out a year ago, but instead of you saying something, moving on it, I believe he deliberately wrote everything in there in hopes that one day I will go ahead and read it to end it. And that's what happened. Because if he kept that a secret he's 40. He kept it exactly 40 years. Well, not that long, because the events happened when he was a child. But you kept it a secret since that happened up to you turn 40. To write down your feelings of everything. I guess his anxiety and depression was coming because things just started. I guess I don't know, but it came out, and I'm grateful to know what I know, and I know now with all that pressure built up, and how he's so fast at getting in there, getting into this crew, this community, and learning and going out and doing all this stuff. He's nothing that I ever thought he was. Nothing. He might still have a good heart. I guess you can't fake that good heartness for so long, but you can't be manipulative for forever. You can do stuff as your own person to gain forever once you learn how to get over on somebody. And if you learn how to get your way all the time, you can continue to do that. I don't know. But all I know is once I got there, I was scared. I was jumping. I was flinching. I was just waiting on the hat to drop. I was looking like, who gonna be out here? We went to the fair with her. Lord, she had such a great time. She was laughing and so hard, and I got tickled. I forgot. Well, no, I didn't forget, but it allowed me to relax enough to calm down and rest enough I was just at peace. After I stopped jumping that night and was listening to her laughing and playing with the dog, and I missed that dog too, it still relaxed me to a certain extent, even though I was very nervous to be back in that house, because I didn't know what to expect. I was asking for permission to go to the bathroom. I was asking permission to do pretty much anything. Go back there to that room that I slept in, that has my bed and everything in that closet. So technically it's still my room because all my stuff is in there, but it's his house because I left it. But anyway, so that's why I would ask for permission to go, but I was relaxed enough because she was relaxed. Then we got to the fair, and I was scared again. It wasn't that I was back in Montgomery, and I know a lot of people, it was the fact that he is out there now still, but he's out there, and I'm like, is there somebody that know me that I don't know around here? Any other people that you've been around out here and they know me or know of me before? I just continues to ask that question and start prying, so, which I shouldn't did. But however, all in all, it turned out to be pretty good, because I guess my child isn't in her sad moods, and she isn't stressed, and then he's not doing stuff to make her hype, which makes me hype, I'm okay. Because it's like I got to be on guard all the time. And I was actually able to let my guard down some and just be present in the moment. And that was good until I was headed home and I was able to think, and I really miss my family. I really miss us being together, even though we didn't do nothing, even though I was building everything. I was always the main person, role reverse, as I would call it. I mean, it's not bad if both of us was doing it. It was primarily me. But if I take that aside and I look at what my mind was picturing of it, I missed it. I don't want to even cry right now because I'm at work. But I miss it. I miss him. The person I thought he was. I miss him. I miss my child being that happy. I wish when I got there and I was thinking and looking around, the house does not even look the same. And I was like, why did I just kick him out and keep the house? And that way I wouldn't have to quit my job. I could still be having the same. And the payment on that wasn't so bad. But at the same time, I had to think about who I am and how scared I am and how I would have been. And then the upkeep on the house is something serious. So I had to go back and think about that. And I was just so hard on that last night. And then I brought a blanket of mine back. And he had the house sent. And I was like, just say it. But I was so tired. But I know God allowed me to get out before it got bad. I do know that. I do trust and believe that I got out before. Because how he's acting now, it was just a matter of time. It was just really, truly a matter of time before the S hit the fan. And I know it. I know it was just a countdown. Because, I mean, when I tell you he's moving fast, he probably don't think he's moving fast, but he is. How all into it, and just thinking about some of the stuff I have seen and let go, and I don't know. But I do miss that family. And I told you about possibly going out on a date. But I still feel like I'm cheating or something if I go. My loyalty on my heart misses everything, but my brain and I know it. Even this morning, I get those women devotionals from Bible Gateway, and it usually come out on a Monday. And I normally look through the city title, and if it whatever, I don't read it. But it was right on time about not going back on your past. Basically, it was titled better than that, and just reading it, there was just confirmation this morning, because I really was like, dang, should I just go back into it and just stay in this home, go back to the home knowing what's the deal, be cheated on, knowing that he is who he is, just for the sake of comfort and the familiar. To have him some way is better than not to have him at all. That's not a life. I would be miserable, even worse. I would snap, and because I was going to tell y'all that story, and then I'll get off. Here's story time. After we had basically divorce was signed by the judge, which it's finalized 30 days later. So technically we divorced. We just legal sense after 30 days. That's when it went into full effect. He decided one night to go out. He mentioned it earlier, but I didn't give two shits because I was very upset with him going through all this stuff, very hurt. And so he waited till after 10. Okay, I'm finna go out. This is when we still cohabitating in the same house and trying to figure out whose next move was gonna be. He decided to go out real late. And I told you my child gets up. It makes me go up too. Especially when she's sad or upset. It makes my level go up higher versus my normal level of what it would be. But anyway, he decided to go out, say he going to a kickback or whatever. Okay, whatever. It's late, but okay, whatever. On a Sunday, I got to go to work Monday. Summertime, he's a teacher, so he was out of school. So it doesn't matter to him how, if, when, or what. And my child was out, so it didn't matter to her as well. So he goes out. It gets around 12 o'clock. And he's not back. I don't care, but she does. She waiting on him to come pray with her. She's worried about him and how he's doing. So she decided to start calling him. He won't pick up the phone. So I said, well, call from my phone then. He won't pick up the phone. Okay. We let it go. The same events kept happening. I was like, close. It was 1 something at night now. I got to go to work. Go to your kickback. But if you got to keep this child and she's still up and edit, I can't leave her up and she like that. And what if she decides she finna go outside and try to find him? I don't know. She probably would not have because it was dark around the house. But still, she up and all in these emotions and doing all this stuff. And mind you, for Father's Day or was his birthday? His birthday. I don't know. Christmas. I buy a lot of stuff for people, okay? For him and her. I get nothing, but I make sure they have stuff. For Christmas, I bought him Android watch thing. What's that thing called? I can't think of the name of it. You can call through it because he has an Android phone. You can call, you can text, you can do anything from your phone. That watch, as long as your phone is in so much different, just like an Apple Watch. I bought him the Galaxy Buds. So he loved to wear them. He always have them in. So you got all this. He didn't take the Galaxy Buds with him, but he had the watch. He got his phone. He gone. You not answering no calls, no nothing. You just sitting there, just letting go, let it go. And then he would say, wait, anyway, fast forward too fast. I'm trying to get it all in. So I told my child, come on, let's go to bed. You can just sit up in my room with me because we in opposite room now. I'm in one room, he's in another, and she has hers. It's a 3-bedroom home. So we all got a room. And come on in here because I got to go lay down because I have to go to work in the morning. She has so much attitude towards me as if I'm doing it to her, but I get it because I'm the one that's there. So that stuff will come back at you because you the one that's there. So she had all this attitude saying she'd rather freeze than get under the cover or put cover on her. And she was upset because of dad and this for and thereof. The more she did this, the angrier I got. So here's 2 o'clock. Mind you, she's been calling since 1 o'clock and nothing. I know he has that watch on. He goes nowhere without that watch. He has his phone because he has his phone because that phone is another extension of his arm or his hand. But he wouldn't pick up. So eventually I posted something on Facebook. I shouldn't, but I didn't care. And I took it down. I tried to get his attention because he wouldn't answer his phone. He wouldn't answer any texts. Basically, I don't know. At first, it could have just been, okay, Kinsley, let me pray with you, and that's it. Then it went from that to, why he ain't answering his phone? Is he okay? Then it make you like, is he truly okay? Because all these calls, and he got all this stuff, and he still, is he truly okay? So it went from, is he, general to, is he okay, to now I'm pissed. You got all this stuff. And you can't respond to a text message or a call. If you don't want to pick up the phone, you could just answer text. And could have been done with it. But instead of that, he did. So here it is. And he said it was around the corner. So my child finally went to sleep, right? So I lost my damn mind. I have never behaved like this. I never would ever do this because I'm paranoid and I'm scared, and I would never leave my child alone. I would never do anything of the such. I don't even let my child go to slumber parties. I don't let her sleep over anywhere. Even with my family. When his brother died, we had to go to Houston to get stuff from his apartment, close stuff out because they were gonna ship the body back here. So we had to go do stuff. And besides that, that's the only time. And she had left one time on her own over the summer with her TT. But anyway, but those are the only 2 times that my child has ever been out my sight, right? She went to sleep. I'm pissed. I'm pissed. Hurt and pissed. Like, so hurt. Like, you out here effing on me already, and I'm still in your house. Well, still in the house. I ain't moved out. It ain't even 100% finalized or legal yet. And you out here, whatever. I just lost it. Yes, we're not together, and it shouldn't have got to me like that, but it did. So I'm in my night clothes because I was literally going to go and embarrass him. And I drove the neighborhood because he said he was his truck was still outside. So he literally walked. That's why I'm thinking he probably got picked up and was doing something, or who knows. I would never know the truth. And if he tell me something, I couldn't believe it one way or another. So I would never know the truth. And he said we're going to a kickback and co-workers going to be there and all this stuff. I didn't see all that in our neighborhood, and I circled it a couple times. I seen nothing. And I rode that neighborhood, I think, twice, because it's a circle. It's a cul-de-sac, so it's a big circle, then you got one way in, one way out. So I rode it and tried to see what I could see, and I seen nothing. I seen no extra cars, nothing outside the way to say, yeah, he really is in this neighborhood doing X, Y, and Z. Nothing. So now I'm more nervous. Like, what? Did he go somewhere? He rode with somebody to something? What in the what? But I was more pissed because he was not answering his phone. So I keyed his truck. I'm sorry. I keyed his truck. I was going to key it up worse than what I did because I was pissed. But it hit me. My child got to ride up in this truck. So I stopped. I went in there and I got all his clothes because I bought it pretty much. It was maybe a few items that he got from his dad. His dad is deceased, or from his grandfather that his aunt gave his grandfather's deceased. But clothes, underwear, everything. I was the buyer of everything. Not necessarily because I always wanted to, because I did, but he never would buy himself nothing. Because he know, I guess, depending on me to do all the stuff. I'm sorry, excuse me. So I didn't have no real bleach. I had stuff with bleach in it, and it was so loud. Ooh, I lit up that house with that stuff. And I put it in the tub, and I just put stuff all over. Some stuff really did get ruined for whatever. Some stuff that had bleach and some didn't. It was like a cleaner. And he came home. Where he picked up the phone as he was walking down the street, said, "Oh, I'm almost there." He was all happy, all in joyland. And that got to me, right? That's when I really snapped. He came through the door, and I'm like, he's just talking to me as if we wasn't calling him all that time. He's acting as if he wasn't gone that late, or we haven't been calling him. He walked through the door and he said something. I punched him in his face. In my mind, I knew what I was doing, and I punched him on the shoulder, his back, or something. He hugged his face. He claimed I hit him hard, but I know I didn't because I was trying to even control myself not to do it, but I did it. And that day, I said, you know what, just give me to the 15th of this. It was like the beginning of July, yes. I said, it's giving them 2 weeks, and my last day at work was July the 15th. I knew then that if I didn't get out this house and how he's acting now, no respect for somebody. Look, if you in the house with somebody, no matter if you divorce, separate, or whatever you doing, don't be disrespectful. Don't do stuff to get some attention. And that's what I felt he was trying to do. So, also those galaxy bugs that he loved that I got him for Father's Day. asked me what I got for Mother's Day. I threw those in the toilet. When he got in there, I was like, you have this, and he had the watch on. You had this watch on. We were calling you. He said his phone was across the room somewhere. And I said, well, you got the watch on all day. If that's close by, that's going to do something too. Oh, no real excuse of why he couldn't. You can text back off of that and just say, I'm fine, or okay, or something. Because when she got up there, I really got, and when she gave me all that attitude and taking the miss out on me, I got even more upset, more mad. Okay? So, and then you acting like it's a beautiful day and nobody was trying to call you, and this child wasn't sitting here trying to call you, reach you. That made me very, very upset. And when he got through there, he was acting that way like, what the heck? Really? I did. I snapped and lost it. I already keyed this truck, son. I already ruined clothes and threw the bugs. I paid for it all, so what does it matter? That's how I felt when I was doing it. But then I felt a little bad. I think 2 items got mixed in with the stuff that belonged to one of his dead relatives. And I was like, oh. But I felt most bad because I put my hands on him. And everybody tell the story too. Like, he got what he got. He could have got more than that. No, there's never a reason for me to ever put my hand on anybody. It's not. So I'm really sad by doing it, that I allowed my emotions to get so out of control. Let hurt, anger, bitterness, like everything came down. This lie that I've been living for all these years, the deceit, the manipulation, the control factors, all that came down right then. I have been crying, I've been sad, I've been just trying to stay out the way, just trying to get my freedom. That's all I was focused on. I'm going to get my freedom. I'm going to leave here in a minute, trying to figure out how my little bit of work check is going to support me and the cost of rent. How, if I get in a house somewhere, stay in that house, how will I afford the upkeep of this house and mowing of the grass, that back gate, and making sure it's locked. You know, those things that go into a house. With my little bit of check taking care of primarily my child and the dog, put it that way, and car maintenance. So I was trying to figure all that out, and I was trying to work it out. But I know now, when he went out with them and already on this dating app, heck, tell the truth about it, he probably was already on this dating app, because how you figure out what this is that fast? I know you can Google everything. I know that. But how did you find this one already? If some stuff will drop in your lap, some stuff is very easy to find. But this one, you have to be in the know. It's like, what was that app thing? Clubhouse, I think it is. You have to be invited. You have to be invited to the stuff in order to join. If you don't know nobody in there, then you can't get in. It's one of those type of things. So what does that tell you and me? So anyway, at the time, I wasn't thankful for what happened. Because I know I shouldn't have put my hands on them. But I knew that it was time to go. And I had to make the hard decision. Go ahead for real, quitting this job. Going ahead and moving back home. And when he told me that stuff, I could see myself being in Montgomery, hearing that he doing that. After he told me, and stalking him. Me and my child in the car, stalking. Just because I guess I can't believe it, that you have to see it. You can hear it, but until you see it, it hurts enough. But until you actually see it, just like when you warn people about some stuff and they don't listen, they have to see it for themselves, experience it for themselves. And that's why I could see myself in the car with my child, stalking, seeing. And like, are you really going this far to hurt me? Was I that bad of a person that you got to hurt me this bad? Are you really doing this to me? After all the stuff I did for you, gave you, built you up, stood by you, didn't see my family, didn't travel, didn't do nothing because you was doing something all the time. Overlooking family time, overlooking us being together for real, for real. I mean, we were together all the time, but at the same time, we didn't do nothing. I guess we was together since of being in the house, being in the house or in in the bubble together. But me and my daughter sitting here waiting on you to finish this up, to finish that up, to finish this and that, in hopes that will make things better. In hopes that you advance, we advance, and things will just, after you accomplish this goal, We got married, and he went on to the church and he did all this stuff, and I'm sitting here at the house like, wait a minute, here I am too. You forgot that you're married now? It was our anniversary. He cooked. Okay, cool. I got off work. Okay, cool. He was at a nice anniversary dinner that he put together, but he left and did something at the church, and he didn't get back until I guess 11 o'clock that night. I didn't touch the meal. I ain't touched one thing of it. It's our day, and you over here can't tell people no, bad, whatever, and you overlooked me in so many ways. That's the first one. The first year was hell. I was left alone. When you first get married, you think at least the first 2 months. I mean, y'all, of course, y'all stuck like glue. Only time y'all ain't stuck together when you have your monthly. Most people, at least the first 2 months. After that, I guess you get tired of each other, but it wasn't nothing like that. I was left alone the whole entire time. When I had my child, I was left alone, other than when we was inside our bubble. And we did everything together because he was always doing stuff. So I had to put forth the effort to get stuff together so that we could meet up. Well, not meet up, but go on the trip, have a birthday party. If I didn't put the effort in there to get it all done, it would never have happened. Never have happened. And I would have been sitting here miserable, like, I don't know, just stuck. So everything happens for a reason. And I didn't understand why it was so hard for me to find a cheaper place in a better location, right? I couldn't understand why it was so high. I couldn't understand a whole bunch of stuff. Like, everything was pushing me away from Montgomery. Everything, everywhere I was turning, it was leading me to get out. His behavior, he doing this and that. It was so much, and I was trying to stay so my child would have, the relationship with him and won't hit mix that up, because two adults don't get along don't mean the child have to suffer too. It was that kind of thing. Okay. But it didn't work out. And once he told me that he has been on this app and told me, he just tell me the stuff like it's a couple years down the line, the hurt is no longer, isn't as strong, or we moving forward, moving on, and we can be cordial with each other. Some ex stuff, they can do that. So, but he acting like we already there because he already been there mentally. He said he checked out a year ago, but he's been thinking about stuff for a long time. So I guess you've been waiting on it. So it's short for me, but been a long time for him. So I guess I'm thinking it's fast, but truly, in reality, if you base it off of him, it's been a long time. So he tells me this stuff. He tells me about wanting to be flued out and meeting up with these folks, and they teaching him this and teaching him that. It's fresh for me, okay? I still love this man. I do. I don't want to. I still have ties to him. Heart ties, whatever. Still have that to him, right? Okay. So you telling me that for what? Put salt on the wound? The wound trying to get healed, but you keep putting salt on there? You can't do that. But he don't have a middle ground with himself. I don't know why. I don't know. I just know I've been a cover. He know I'm not going to just blast him out But maybe I should. Maybe I should show him. But then who will win? Who will win in this? Should anybody win? But that's the end of story time. I've talked to y'all long enough about story time. The stories will get more interesting. They're just a piece of cakewalk, I guess. But I end up leaving, quitting my job on the 15th. We had something, Kinsley, our child had some stuff to do, but by the end of the month, I was fully 100% back here at home and living this lifestyle and trying to get away from him as much as possible, praying that all soul ties in and whatever. But yeah, this is a story about when I lost my mind and could have went to jail and lost my child pretty much over him. All right, please subscribe. This is my therapy session. I know it's boring, but it helps me. And I hope to be able to help somebody else. My name is Keisha Lashae. I was for fitness, but now it's life. It's hot in this car. I'm getting hot, and my lunch break is over. All right, talk to you guys later. Bye-bye.